Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Cecil TV. I'm Grant Hanley, your political correspondent. Back in May, Cecil TV interviewed Adam Streight, candidate for Cecil County Executive. We interviewed him immediately after he announced his candidacy, and at the time, it was his decision to challenge County Executive Daniel Hornberger that was the news. Since that time, as you guys know and are aware, the campaigns and rhetoric of both candidates have been focused on a handful of key issues, namely school funding, taxes, public safety, and the quality of services delivered by county government. Today, we welcome back Adam Streight to Cecil TV so that voters can get a more timely sense of Mr. Straight's positions. Adam, thank you for coming to the show. Really appreciate you making the time today.
Thanks for having me, Grant. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. First, when we spoke to you in May, many people might have been when we first spoke to you in May, many people might have been unfamiliar with you. But for the benefit of people who are just kind of checking back into the primary contest as we get closer to May here, can you give us an overview of your background and tell us why you're running to be the Republican candidate for Cecil County Executive?
Yeah, sure. So my wife and I, when we got married in 1999, we moved up here and I took a job with the Cecil County Sheriff's Office. And I've been there ever since. I've worked everything from patrol to criminal investigations to civil process. Currently, I'm in a multi-agency investigative unit. Probably the most rewarding and challenging assignment that I had at the Sheriff's Office was when I was assigned to the Child Advocacy Center, where we investigated child abuse. And I was able to use that expertise to testify for a lot of public safety bills in Annapolis, including Jessica's Law, which was former Senator Jacobs' landmark bill targeting child abusers.
Great. I appreciate that quick background, Adam. In my introduction, I named a couple issues that seem to be getting a lot of attention. Aside from school funding, which we'll dive into later on in this interview, what do you feel are the most pressing issues facing Cecil County?
Public safety and education. Public safety and education are two sides of the same coin, and both must be attended to. And when either one of them are directed, they both directly affect the other. And they're not attended to, then society is going to suffer. We're actually seeing this happen before our very eyes. It's very sad.
Well, you said it, public education, Adam. Diving right in, with the delivery of the county executive's proposed budget to the county council, it appears that there's about a $13 million gap between what CCPS is requesting and what the county council and county executive is willing to provide. At this time, we don't know how the school system is going to respond in terms of cuts. If you were county executive, how would you have handled this situation?
Well, the first thing I would have done was, from the very beginning of my administration, developed a relationship with the Board of Education, specifically with the school superintendent. However that relationship would have gone, it is the job of the county executive to maintain an open communication and a relationship with all department heads, including the Board of Education, which is independently elected, but relies on funding from the school. Recently, my opponent actually said at a debate a couple of weeks ago that that relationship is not only fractured beyond repair, but she's not even going to try to repair it until after the election for whatever reason. As far as what I would have done different, I think that she doesn't know what he knows because she won't talk to him. In order to find out what the school needs, I need to know what he knows. I need to sit down with him and talk away from the grandstanding, away from the politics, and try to figure out exactly what it is that the schools need for our students to thrive. Really, as it stands right now, with what she has put forth as funding from the schools, we're still looking at over 100 education positions that are going to be eliminated. And our schools are going to suffer for it. Our students are going to suffer for it.
Adam, should you be elected, you will have a different perspective and responsibility in the funding of law enforcement in Cecil County. Now, you just answered in your previous question that you would try your best to create a more equitable budget towards CCPS, but on that same side of the coin that you're discussing, we also have law enforcement. How would a straight administration balance fiscal priorities with the citizens' desire for a safe community?
Well, it's important to understand that for the last 3 years, there's been an average of $20 million that have been put into the fund balance. And I think that, I know that between properly funding the schools, uh, even if it was just a couple million more each year, would have alleviated the problem so that we are not in the crisis that we're in right now. As far as public safety is concerned, my opponent has the distinction of presiding over the largest mass exodus of public safety professionals this county has ever seen. It is insane. And with her budget, she's going to have the distinction of overseeing the largest teacher layoff that Cecil County has ever seen. Um, we either educate or we incarcerate. Underfunding public safety leads to bad schools, and underfunding schools leads to fewer options for kids, where it can drive them to crime and drugs. Drugs is the fuel for crime in Cecil County. Um, the county executive has done nothing really but add to the problem. I mean, less cops are not going to get us to the suppliers of this poison that's killing our citizen, including really 3 kids in the last 8 months. Uh, and that's been pretty difficult fighting them and her.
Adam, you say there's been a mass law enforcement exodus, and there's soon to be perhaps a mass teacher exodus under the Hornberger administration. We have seen, however, property tax cuts that have benefited a lot of Cecil County residents. Do you think you could solve this issue of the schools, solve this issues of the deputy's office without having to raise taxes?
Yeah, I absolutely think we can. As a matter of fact, I know we can. We're sitting on a pretty hefty fund balance. All the COVID money is actually extra money that the federal government covered for the counties during the pandemic. That's what the county, instead of really paying what they were supposed to pay, put into the fund balance, and we have a pretty hefty fund balance. As far as property tax and income tax, if you're going to give a tax cut, give a tax cut. As of right now, the income tax reduction that she did for this budget took it from 2.75% to 2.74%. That's basically 1/10 of a cent for every dollar of taxable income, and it's about $1 for every $10,000 of taxable income. So if you have a median, I guess the median salary or income in Cecil County is somewhere around $85,000. So if it's $85,000, you're looking at her tax cut as being $8.50. The same thing with the property tax. It was only reduced to the point where the median household or the median home value is $350,000. You're getting about $35 in saving that year. So it really was disingenuous for her to claim that she cut taxes when it was really small. And if you're going to give a tax cut, give a tax cut. The schools really could have used that money, and now the schools are going to have to come up with $13 million somehow to keep 100 teachers from being laid off.
So are you arguing that the minimal tax, you'd rather have an increase in services or funding to other entities rather than seeing a minimal tax cut?
I'm saying if you're going to cut taxes, cut taxes. I'm also saying that tax cuts are nice, but we have to fund the services that affect the quality of life here in Cecil County. Right now, our schools are underfunded and overcrowded. Our law enforcement, our public safety, all in general, is understaffed and overwhelmed, and our roads are in terrible shape. Um, these things are nice, and these are things that we should try to strive for, and we probably can still strive for them. But you still have to fund the things that need to be funded that make Cecil County a great place to live. And she hasn't been doing that. Um,
Okay, Adam, thank you for that. Excessive development, both commercial and residential, is a concern for many who fear the loss of what's left of Cecil County's rural character. In your view, what is good and what is bad development in Cecil County?
So we do have a comprehensive plan, and there is a growth corridor. The problem is that the developments are coming in so quick, so fast that our infrastructure isn't able to catch up. We have Southfields going in Elkton. We have 750 units going in behind the golf course in Northeast. Now, you and I both know how much of a nightmare it is to get through Northeast uh, on just about any weekend. Can you imagine what this is going to be like when this development comes in? Our roads are not prepared to handle the influx. Our schools are already overcrowded and not prepared to handle the influx. So we're really getting the cart before the horse when we bring all this development in, but we don't prepare for it. But it really kind of makes sense when you look at my opponent's campaign finance report, where about 70% of her total contributions come from out-of-county special interest. And of the remaining $36,000 from the last report, almost 70% came from Southfields. This was when she ran against her predecessor, Alan McCarthy. She lambasted him for the exact same thing, and her contributions or her receipts from contributions from these people far surpassed what McCarthy's did. You know, when you campaign harder on this, you're telling voters what's important to you and how you're going to govern. So it was really disingenuous for her to win a lot of voters on that issue, but then turn around and do the exact same thing, actually worse.
Thank you, Adam. As county executive, aside of some of the things we've already discussed, what new ideas would you bring to the county government?
We're looking for any way to promote Cecil County. And really, we need to get back down to the basics of public safety, education. They're two sides of the same coin, right? And these all affect small businesses. What separates me from my opponent is that having gone to college and spending a lifetime in public service, I understand and appreciate the value of education and what our kids need to succeed. Given my background in law enforcement, I also understand what public safety is and what it takes to achieve it. These are things that she does not understand, and it shows. I don't think anybody, if they're being honest, can really say that we're better off today than we were 4 years ago. We have to have a balance as to how we bring in revenues and how we fund the essential services that really our constituents and our citizens expect us to provide. It's what makes Cecil County, and we've been neglecting that.
Adam, as we've been talking about the budget, which has obviously been a very, very hot topic throughout these couple of months, there's been the discussion of the role of the Cecil County Council and control over the budget. Do you support greater county council control over the budget?
Yes, yes, I do. I think at this point the county council has evolved into a rubber stamp for the county executive's proposals. You're going to be hard pressed to find very many dissenting votes or very many proposals that were rejected requiring a county executive veto or veto attempt anywhere in recent history. I understand that the charter requires and was built on a strong executive, weak council, but the council type model. But the council still has to be a check for the executive, and that has not happened. So yeah, I do support that, absolutely.
Adam, while we wrap up here today, is there any final message you'd like to say to our viewers?
Yes. So for the last 25 years, I've served you as a Cecil County law enforcement officer. Public service is my life, and I would like to continue to serve you as your county executive. Again, I believe in quality of life issues here in Cecil County can be funded in a fiscally responsible way. And really, I'm running for county executive for the same reason I became a cop. And that's to make Cecil County a little better, actually, hopefully, a lot better than when I found it. So, please check me out. Go to my website at straightforcecil.com. My platform's on there. My platform's based on my values. And if you look at my values and you decide that my values are close to your values, then I'm your guy. If not, then there's another candidate in this race. So hopefully you can reach out to me, and I want to earn your vote.
Okay, viewers at home, thank you for watching this program. I'm Grant Hanley, political correspondent, interviewing Adam Streight, candidate for Cecil County Executive. Thank you for watching. I encourage all of you to check out our very many political interviews we've done now over the past couple of weeks with various candidates or various offices. I want to thank Adam for his time today, and I want to wish everybody here at Cecil TV a good night.
Thank you.